Hi Aries, and welcome to your weekly tarot reading. This will take you from the 18th to the 25th of March. So I'm going to pull you an additional guidance card before I shuffle the rest of the deck. So you've got the thinking card, totally Mercury retrograde, by the way, in Pisces. So it will sort of be in your 12th house. So very, very deep unconscious digging. So maybe some of you feel very lost in this process, by the way. A lot of people don't like it because it's not a time of action. It's a time of reflection on action. But let's see what the rest of the cards have got to say about this reading. It's sort of, it's just completely Mercury retrograde. I almost don't have anything else to say about it. A lot of contemplation going on. Don't overthink, Aries. Okay? Just don't. It's good to reflect. It's good to allow the answers to come to you, but they don't come to a mind that's already filled with its own story. So the mind needs to be empty in order to receive guidance, okay? And an empty mind literally receives all the answers of the universe. So 6 cards, please. So what lies behind you is the 8 of Wands, 3 of Cups as the gift, lovely. The challenge is the Page of Cups. How other people are showing up for you is the Knight of Cups. Ooh, a lot of emotions here. The Chariot, which is Cancer, by the way, is the central issue. 7 of Swords, oh God, Aries. This is the overthinking. I think the 7 of... I don't mind it. The 7 of Swords is a process card, which means you're still working stuff through, which, if I remember right, was the whole thing of your March reading. And I felt you were getting too stuck in overthinking. There's a little bit, shall I go forward, shall I go back? And you're sort of stuck a little bit in between two worlds here. I'm going to clarify it, give me a minute. The Knight of Pentacles. It's just a bit very slow movement forward, and I don't think you should tell yourself tales that you're not progressing, because the Knight of Pentacles does progress, but very, very cautious, slow moving energy. Quite often when I do an awful lot of readings for people, guys, it's the Knight of Pentacles when he appears represents a little bit of problems, because the feeling that nothing's moving in a very fast way. You're moving into your season, okay? And Mars and Taurus is very earthy energy. Not the most happy place for Mars to be. But what lies behind you is the 8 of Wands. This is a card of travel, a lot of communication. It can be about relationships, by the way, because it does have Cupid's arrows. But it's a lot of energy, focused, very much in achieving something. So if it isn't about relationships, so a classic example of this card would be about sending out CVs, yeah? So putting loads of energy out into the world and waiting to see what comes back, yeah? So the gift is the 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups is a very light-hearted, very joyful card, okay? These people fly because they've released what was holding them down. And what holds us down is always belief systems. It's always other people's heaviness that we've absorbed, and also our own, basically. The 3 of Cups is a great release card, Aries. I really love seeing that for someone as their gift, because it gives me a feeling that you've got a lot of sweetness this week ahead of you, yeah? The challenge is the Page of Cups, which is the messenger of love. The pages carry the ace. So it's about receiving messages, but it's your challenge. So why is it a challenge? It could be a young water sign person, by the way, or a young person, and their emotional world is a challenge. There's a lot of ways to read a card. There's hundreds of ways to read every card, by the way. Why is the Page of Cups the challenge? Because of the Eight of Cups. So some of you might have a new possible love potential, but because of the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Cups is a questing card. It's about questing something deeper. A lot of you are not being fulfilled where you are. So you're like, I want something more for my life. That's sort of the Eight of Cups. How other people are showing up for you is the Knight of Cups. So the messenger has moved to the Knight. So this is a lot of movement. And the Knight of Cups is riding right into the Chariot card, which is about moving forward, okay? It does represent a very significant victory over either over your outer world or your inner world. Essentially, they're both the same thing. But the Chariot is about moving forward. Forces coming together, no longer opposing themselves, and moving forward in a very destined outcome. So absolutely love this. I'm going to have to pull some more cards for you, because I don't understand what the outcome is. You've gone back a little bit into the shadow card. Shall I stay? Shall I go backwards? And the cauliflower again is this Knight of Pentacles. And it might be, for some of you, if this is a new relationship, the problem might be the slow movement. That's causing the Seven of Swords, by the way. I see this quite a lot. Actually, almost last year, every one of my love readings showed this Knight, and people thinking something's not progressing, but it was progressing. But our mind plays tricks on us. So if it's not happening at a certain speed, we get lost that something's not happening. And then we get lost in our thinking processes. It's habit, yeah? Habit basically is getting you a little bit stuck, because there's definitely, for a lot of yous, there's definitely relationship issues here. Receiving offers, offers coming your way about meeting up, which is leading to this Chariot, which is about moving, consolidation. Lovely, lovely card, the Chariot, okay? There's no more... this might be between you and a significant other, and there's no longer... You're no longer at loggerheads about the direction forward. There's a lot of peace been reached. Because the Chariot is the only major arcana, which means it's got it's a trump here. And it's about moving forward in a very designated way. And I think for a lot of you, this is definitely emotional. There's just no way around it, okay? There's no other cards apart from emotions. So I can't read it in any other way. Again, it doesn't have to be about a relationship with another person. It can be about a relationship with your own feeling world. So you're no longer at loggerheads. You know, that state of acceptance, that ultimate, which is the only true quest, guys, is to reach that place of peace with what is. That is nirvana. That's what a homecoming is. And so maybe this is not about a relationship, it's about reaching that place within your own being where everyone's just allowed to be, you're allowed to be, And if things move at the pace of the Knight of Pentacles, that's the way they move. And you just get to keep this quiet, happy place within yourself. And if that isn't my idea of heaven, then there isn't one. The trick, and it's not that I don't like the Seven of Swords. It's a process card. You don't get to the 10 unless you go through the 7. But I'm wondering if, tell me more about this Seven of Swords, please. Yeah, look, there's a head and heart around staying or going forward, going backwards. But I think it's very strange that the rest of the week is finding this place of peace. And then suddenly you hit into a knot again. Okay? So I think this knot, I haven't got a big issue about it. I just think it's, you know, sometimes we go 2 steps forward and a step backwards. But we never really go backwards. We just go and we understand everything's a spiral. So we understand something from a deeper angle in order to move forward again. For some of you might have thought a relationship was over and suddenly it's not anymore. And that's putting you even more into a conflict. A little bit of a complex one. I think you've got the most complicated one, Aries, and I don't know if it's because the retrograde in Pisces, because it's going to be in your 12th house of the natural zodiac, not your natal birth chart. And the 12th house is the house of the all. It's also the house of our undoing, of patterns. So it's a huge, huge area. 12 house is my favourite house in the whole zodiac. But I think there's an awful lot of thinking, because then we burst through in the first house, which is Aries. But it's almost like you're getting ready to birth something new here, by the way. And it's like you go into peace, you go back into the knot, but it's all happening for the best, Aries. And the trick to everything is accept everything. I'm not talking about abusive situations, Aries, okay? But don't try to change anyone. Don't try to change what is. Just be at peace with what is. And that's the ultimate meaning of the Chariot, because you're no longer at war within your own world, okay? I'll speak to you next week, Aries. Bye.